Something I get asked all the time is, how do you treat coccidia in goats? So that's something that I wanted to talk about today. Here are 3 products that I keep on hand at all times to treat coccidia, but one of them I don't use with my goats. So Toltrazuril is my go-to treatment for coccidia in goats. I keep it on hand at all times. It's one of my #1, what do you recommend I get if I'm a new goat owner? This, Toltrazuril. I don't care where you get it from, I don't care who you get it from, just make sure you keep Toltrazuril on hand because your kids will develop coccidia, and this is by far the best option to treat it quickly and effectively. Another product I like to keep on hand is this product. It's called All Gone. It's essentially Albin. It's the same ingredients as Albin, but Albin requires a prescription from a vet. Now, not all of us have access to a vet, or some of us, don't have time to get our goat to a vet when we need something quickly. So this is Toltrazuril shop is where I got it from, and this is their version of Albin that you do not need a prescription for. This is not my first line of treatment, but I do use this on occasion where I'm having trouble treating it with Toltrazuril. So I would keep these products on hand at all times, but if you had to choose one, I'm going with Toltrazuril every single time. I want to talk about Corid for a second because I got a lot of questions about how do you use Corid with goats. And while yes, you can use Corid in goats and it's better than nothing if you have to treat and you have nothing else on hand, I don't recommend using Corid to treat coccidia in goats. If you have chickens who have coccidia, yes, absolutely, this is my choice to treat them with, and that's why I keep it on hand, because we do have chickens, and I always want to make sure that we have something in case we need to treat them for coccidia. But for goats, I absolutely do not recommend Corid. It's a coccidiostat and not a coccidiocide, which means it's stopping the production of egg cells, or it's stopping the reproduction of eggs from happening, or it's slowing them down, but it's not killing the actual coccidia inside of the goat. So at best, this is going to be buying you time while your goat hopefully recovers a little bit and their gut recovers and can fight it on their own. So it can be beneficial in a really minor... Max, leave it. Max, leave it. Leave, no. When your dog decides to eat hay, am I right? So while this can be used effectively in super minor loads of coccidia, or when their egg count is really low, it's not going to handle moderate or even like severe infections. It's just not going to. It also depletes them of their B1. So that's what its job is. That's how it works to kill the coccidia, is it depletes them of B1. So if you're not treating your goats with B1 specifically after you finish treatment of this, they are actually going to be at a really high risk for developing polio. Polio is actually caused by a deficiency in B1, which is specifically caused by Corid. So if you do use Corid, if you don't have any other choice and you have to treat your goat, that's fine. It's not my first choice, and you should really get something else to treat it with just in case that doesn't work, but please treat them with B1 injections after. I have a specific B1 that I use just in case I ever have a goat that needs it. I've never had to use it, but also a high level B complex will do just fine. Athena's rolling around in the dirt behind you. Why do they do this? I see this on the camera sometimes and I'm like, is my goat okay? Are they dying? But no, they're just taking a little roll in the dirt. Like, why?
Because they can't take a roll in the hay. Dry lotting.
This is like newer behavior that we've seen, but it stresses me out every time when I see it on the camera. It's like the greatest cause of stress in my life is when I see a goat rolling around. I'm like, oh no, are they like, can they not get up? But yeah, so I just get a lot of questions about that, and I wanted to take a minute to address it. The other thing about Toltrazuril, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, that's like one of the words that my mouth has trouble saying for some reason. I don't know why. I can't, like, it's just hard for me. It's a lot of like sounds next to each other that I feel like they shouldn't be next to each other. I love the stuff, I just don't like the name. But you can use this preventatively in kids as old or as young as 3 weeks old. So from 3 weeks up to about 6 months old, you can give them Toltrazuril preventatively at the same dose that you would give it to treat an active infection. And I do that in my kids, and it does help with prevention. Kids are obviously the most susceptible to getting coccidia, so this is going to help a lot with prevention and treatment. And I don't find any, treatment resistance building up or anything like that. Usually it's kids that get coccidia. The older they get, they don't really get it anymore. But so I just wanted to come on here real quick, take a minute and talk about that. This is great for chickens, and I use it in my chickens when I have to. And even still, when I give this to my chickens, the day after treatment, I'm starting them on Rooster Booster to get them some of those vitamins back up, especially that B1. But this is always what I would go This is always what I keep on hand in my first line of defense in treating them. It stops it pretty much immediately. Rarely have I ever needed a second dose, and rarely has it not worked to the point where I had to use something like this instead. Again, I do like to keep both on hand just in case. But go ahead and get yourself some Toltrazuril. It's going to save you a lot in the long run, and it's really just great to have on hand. Thanks, Riley.